What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the world's greatest podcast. Tonight, we're going to have a real good time. I got my brother, James, back in the building.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, brother Fleek?
How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good to be back, man. It's always a pleasure coming on this show, man. It's always a pleasure just being in the building with you guys and also in the new year. So let's bring it in real good.
What do you want us to call you? James, Q?
Oh, man, whatever works, man. Just not late for dinner. That's what we always say. But no, Q is always fine. Quice, you know, that's my neighborhood nickname back home. They call me Quice. Yeah. So, yeah.
Dope. I want to start from, where you're from again, man, because I know maybe this is like our second time. Mm-hmm. So y'all go back and watch episodes that he's done with I Am Super, because you talk with John.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
That's my guy.
So go watch those episodes, and then me and Q have at least one, I believe we did before.
Yep.
So go back and watch those. But for those who are new and don't know who this man is, I want him just to say, a little bit about where he's from and, give an intro of yourself here.
For sure. So again, my name is James Quice Williams. I'm from Battle Creek, Michigan. We always do the map on the hand. So I'm from where they make Kellogg's and Post cereal. Homegrown, the grain, the grind for Kellogg's again. And then, where they make it and send the box cereals out. Man, growing up in a small city, pretty much family owned businesses, local small businesses. Everybody knew each other. So, I had a well-known last name family, which was Williams. Yeah. And everybody was familiar with each other, from coaches, from faculties to teachers, just people in the neighborhood, Yeah. And definitely proud of where I'm from. And man, it's blowing up in good ways. So
yeah, what's it like living out there? What was it like living in?
Oh man, cold, cold. Anything north is cold. Yeah. But nah, pretty much living there, man. Everybody in the neighborhood knew each other. Mm-hmm. Where I'm from, man. I grew up, a good family. My father died when I was young, when I was about 7 years old, from cardiac arrest. Mm. So that kind of hit us kind of early. My mom, she struggled a little bit. It was me and my two sisters. Yeah. So we made it work, man. My mom was a grinder, man. She kept us together. So I was very supported by local churches, some local coaches, man, some good pillars in the area, and also a lot of big relatives too. So. Yeah.
You said your father transitioned when you were 7?
When I was 7.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. I did not know about you.
Nah, man. That was a huge impact, because my dad was like he pretty much was the one that kept our family together. He was like him, another relatives on our Williams family side. And man, when he transitioned, man, it kind of it run the city out. We always say when somebody passed, and you got to think in 1996, it was a different ball game. Yeah, a lot of things was all authentic. We call it the OE, the Coke 45 era. Yeah. But it was a good time to be alive, man. In those 90s, everybody was so close. Yeah, it wasn't no cell phones. It wasn't. I think they had just got the block phones in your car, but it was the rotaries. It was everybody outside, man. You got dirty, you smell like outside. You know what I mean? And that's the things we've been trying to get back for our family, is bringing that back here. So.
Yeah, bro. I was just telling that to a 25-year-old the other day, because when you're born in that 1999 and after, you pretty much have technology. You grew up with technology. Yeah. You don't really know what it's like if you're looking for somebody, you have to get up and go find them. You know what I mean? You have to go see if they home. You gotta go knock on their door. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like a different way that we was raised and grew up and stuff like that. I like our generation too, though, because we got a taste of both. Yeah. So we know what it's like to be outside and just to be in the community and just get dirty and play and just be in the neighborhood. And then also we do understand technology too, and the importance of it today, like how we can use it for the community. So
definitely,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I love what you do in the community though, bro. You talk about your program a little bit that you have going on.
For sure, man. So I run a lot of different things back home. I'm an owner of pretty much 3 different businesses. 2 of them are nonprofits. Yeah. The one that we have coming up right now is the Joe Bowser League. So the Joe Bowser League tournament, that was pretty much for the late great Joseph Bowser. He was a kid that was a neighborhood, athlete. He was a star in our eyes. He was murdered a couple years back, man. It was definitely tragic, and definitely, you know, everybody that knew him well. So in honor of him, we wanted to pretty much keep his name alive and start a basketball league tournament. He was a very phenomenal athlete. He was quick on that court. He knew how to shoot well, and he was just, you know, he played to the best of his ability. So, you know, and represent him with his family, we pretty much introduced that league last year in April. And it was a great tournament. It was at the Kellogg Arena, which was in our hometown. And we bringing it back this year. So this is going to be our second annual. It's going to be big. Pretty much get teams from all over through the city and some from out of town. So we looking to pretty much have over 1,500 people in there again this year. People were in and out. It was good to see a tournament. People just playing for a great cause and for a great kid.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. So that's the Joe Bauer League?
Yep, the Joe Bowser League. So
Joe Bowser League.
But it's called the Joe League Tournament. So but we call it the Joe Bowser League.
Okay.
Yep.
That's incredible, man. Yeah. And when's the next one?
The next one is going to be in April. So it's coming up. It's going to be April 19th of this year. So it's going to be games going to start at 10 o'clock. They usually run to like about 4 or 5 just for tournament games. We have exhibition games between kids and local kids, kind of like an all-star game, like the best of the best play. This league, pretty much any you know, funding, any money goes straight towards the league into the respective family. Yeah. Also with Joe too, every year on his birthday is a holiday in the city of Battle Creek. So we actually got that proclamated from the mayor. So his birthday is actually respected on February 10th of each year. So anytime, you know, February 10th comes, that's Joe Bowser Day. Yeah. So, yeah.
And the brother lost his life in gun violence? Man, just for no reason.
Just, you know, it still have not been solved. It's still, you know, it's pretty much still with the courts and still being investigated. Yeah. You know, we kind of leave that up to, you know, city law enforcement and people to do their duties, and you know, and man, it's just like I said, it's been a hard time for the family, and you know, we can't, unfortunately can't bring him back, but we can definitely keep his name alive and bring smiles and sparks to the face for stuff like this. So, and I'm very fortunate the family let me represent him well, and we moving forward with this. Also with his close friends too. So
that's it's a beautiful and like unfortunate situation. Yeah. When those type of things occur, because it does bring the community together. Yeah. You know, for a cause. You know, we want to cut the violence. We want to, you know, the gun violence in our community is like a thing where I feel like maybe education could help. Yeah. Or maybe training, information, things like that. Yeah. Also, my conspiracy side is like, well, how are these guns getting here? You know, do we own gun manufacturing factories?
It's crazy because like you think about it, man, that's usually for a young man, I think, a survival mode. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of us when we was kids, before we was taught how to, you know, read and write, we was taught how to fight. Yeah. You know, some people picked up some other things quicker than others. You know what I mean? And where I'm from too, and you know, a lot of things that was picked up right away was picking up a firearm and or fighting. Yeah. And you know, it's nonsense when you get older, because a lot of things can be resolved so fast. Yeah. And you know, and for men and certain people, it's just pride, man. Yeah. And it's just pride that needs to be put to the side. And you know, I had my struggles when I was coming up and I was young. And you know, I think we all are. I'm pretty sure I can speak for a lot, but you know, it really doesn't solve anything. You know what I mean? It really takes a true individual to be like, you know what, man, this is dumb. You know what I mean? I got a lot to live for, and a lot of these young brothers and sisters got a lot to live for. Yeah. So absolutely. Peaceful resolution. You know what I mean? That's another thing that we can teach our community. And then the pride thing, that's major. Also, just what's the other word? Retaliation. Yeah. So, you know, there are people that live outside the law. Like, one thing about people that are outside the law, that doesn't necessarily make you a bad person, right? Just because you get money outside of paying taxes for it doesn't mean you are, you know, hurting people. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, though, you can't call the police if something happens. Yeah. So there is a lot of retaliation in the community when shit happens and there's not real peaceful resolution that occurs, you know, to figure out those problems. I know for me, when I pivoted into just being full-time corporate, you know, I had to make choices like, you know, if I go down that path, that might change me forever. I might be a different animal, a different person. Yeah.
more accepting of different things. And I just think it's important that we like ask ourselves these questions, like what type of human do you want to be at the end of the day, like when it comes to solving problems and issues. Like, am I making it better or am I making it worse?
No, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you hitting key points, man. And you know, I heard this saying from one of my relatives. He was like, you know what I mean? If you pretty much if you live stupid, you're gonna die dumb. You know what I mean? And when I heard that, man, it kind of hit me, because you know what I mean? It's like, you out here living, you know, this way, man, you're gonna die dumb. You're gonna die thinking that you had a lot of pride that was put in, and all it takes was one part that can stop this thing. But you know what I mean? You just gotta look at the moments, and when you're able to reflect and to understand what the situation is, that's how you know growth is there. Yeah. But man, that forever hit me, man. You know, so I take that anytime when I'm in a situation or if I'm helping somebody out, man. And sometimes, and I heard this, everybody just want to be heard, man. Yeah. You know, everybody just want to be heard, and it's sometimes some people lash out in a different way than what we expect. Yeah. And it don't always go left. I mean, it always go right. That we want some things go a little quicker and left than other things. But, yeah.
Or just I want to say also just learn martial arts, because like a lot of martial artists, you know, they register lethal weapons with their hands. You know what I mean? No, for sure. And I was very fortunate to be lethal, man. I was introduced to martial arts when I was a kid. My grandpa was a black belt. Yeah. My dad was a black belt, and I was pretty much I was a brown. I definitely, you know, I didn't finish because I was put into football and sports early, but I still practice, you know, pretty much often. So my father taught me well at a young age, and my mom kept me in it when he passed away. So it's just, you know, I studied close combat. I was in Wing Chun. And so it's definitely a good practice, man. It's more the discipline. Yeah, you know what I mean? The discipline.
And you know, martial arts is pretty much, you know, defense mechanisms. You know what I mean? Certain things like that. So I love it. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. So
that's beautiful. And like, just to tie it back into it with what you're doing in your program is sports. Yeah. So sports in our community, like I feel like everyone needs to give a sport a try. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you maybe basketball ain't your thing, or football, or whatever it is, but it could be badminton or volleyball. But sports gives you that discipline. That you find out if you got that dog in you to dig deep in a moment, you know what I mean, to see if you actually have the gumption to go for it. Yeah. I know personally I learned a lot in sports. Yeah. That, and then just the military. So you know what I mean? Man. So if you don't do sports, then maybe do a year or two in the military. You don't got to do a whole full career. Yep. But that's also going to teach you teamwork like a mug. And I've just seen, you know, some people kind of struggle who don't have that background of either sports or military, because they don't know how to function in an environment where we all gotta work together on this goal. We all gotta, you know, we have our roles. It don't matter who's the leader. Yeah. It's just a role. Like, we all do our jobs. Yeah. Man. Yeah. So sports is big, bro. Like, I tell people, like, just go, like, your kids, especially the ones before they preteens, like, just start getting them into something. It don't even matter, to see if they like it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, for sure, man. And sports kept me out of trouble, man. When, you know, for me, you know, like I was saying, I had my troubles coming up as a kid, but that was one of my targets for my getaway. If I couldn't express, you know, to certain people how I felt, I expressed it on the football field. Yeah. You know, I expressed it on the basketball court. I expressed it running track. You know what I mean? And that was a way to get my message. Like, man, this kid ain't playing. Like, you know what I mean? He really about this. Like, you know what I mean? You can see the frustration, or you can see the you know, the ability that I was doing through sports, and they got the message. And man, that was key for me. So when I started at like, you know, 10, 11 years old, man, and I went on it, and that was the best grind for me, man. And just to learning my ability, or learning my athleticism as an early kid, man, and just make me, you know, go win with that. And you know, the rest is history.
You ever got blown up on the field, bro? You be honest.
Oh man, definitely. Man, look, man.
So that's a pride checker.
No, it is, man. I have times, man. I had a college game, man. We was playing against it was Hope College, and this was my junior year of college, and I was wide receiver. So I was an inside guy. So I was a little quick route guy. And But we pretty much was called like a now route. Now route pretty much is that you have to stop, turn, or go underneath. Man, and I stopped and turned to go underneath. I had a guy that was a receiver. I ain't gonna say no names. He didn't block, but I turned underneath, and pretty much I was a guy that liked to make juke moves and try to slip out, and I did a spin move. Football guys don't always do a spin move, and I happened to. And if you don't know for sure, don't do it. I did a spin move, and I made one guy miss. And as I turned, I had this all conference DN. He had to be like 260. Came through and just lifted me.
Had 100 pounds on you.
Yeah, man, what? And I was probably like a buck 80.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He came and just lifted me. When I mean he lifted me, my whole body just flew in the air and I flew back. And you ever catch wind and when you lay on the ground and imagine a 260-pound man laying on top of the football on your chest, that's a different type of weight. And I remember getting up and he looked at me and was like, ooh, yeah, Williams. He was like, yeah, Williams. So then I got up because they knew my name. He's like, yeah, Williams. So I got up and my coach was like, Quice, you okay? You all right? So I'm like, yeah. So I'm shaking it. I get back to the huddle. I was like, ooh, shit. So that was one of them prizes. Like I couldn't let my opponent see it, but it did. Yeah, I felt that one.
Oh,
so,
man.
But yeah, I had some moments, man. Even through my professional career and all that. But college, man, them hits hit hard. Them hit hard.
Oh man, yeah. I've had to make a couple business decisions because I know you tried to you was going for pro and I was not going for pro. So I was like, I want my joints to be able to work the rest of my life. I had a couple of fingers I dislocated and like I could work with that.
Oh
but,
yeah.
Like, other business decisions I had to make. Like, nah, I'm only like 5'11", 6 foot, so I wasn't the biggest lineman, and it was.
I love it, man. But yeah. Shout out to my boy Fleek playing football, man. Yeah, he did it tough as nails.
Nah, man. I love it. I was done after high school. High school was it. They tried to recruit me at community college. I was like, nah, I ain't passion. I don't got that passion for it. I loved it. I would have played basketball if they was recruiting me.
Yeah.
But, football though, man. I blew out my my ACL my sophomore year. So I felt like my explosiveness was like kind of like not there anymore. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not as big as these guys. I don't have my explosiveness. Yeah. So I'm just out there like a target. Like
for real. Nah, man. Football, you get hurt, man. You get those injuries. The rehab, the ice up. I did it all, man. I stopped at 33, man. I was done after that. So.
I know. I remember you tried out for the Seahawks, right? Didn't you do
Yeah, well, I had a call from the Detroit Lions. I had actually like a workout could have did with a session. I also had an opportunity where I did XFL. Yeah, and I was out there in Texas. I was trained by Hines Ward. He trained me in the receivers and. He even said, he was like, man, you a quick guy. So he was like, it was cool, man. And I was very blessed to have that and also meet Dwayne Rock Johnson, The Rock. Oh, dope. And he had a chance to speak, man. And those guys, and we made fun of The Rock. I was like, you kind of small in person. And he did that little chuckle laugh, like, So it was a good time, man. I was out there with me and my one of my good cousins, Marcus Tucker. He played with the Steelers for a couple of years. So, just that experience alone, man, it was fun. I even, just to be on the list of like a draft, you know what I mean? So it was fun. It was fun. And, I definitely had an opportunity after that, man. I ended up getting a hitter from an arena team where I played in the playoffs and that was fun. Yeah. And so that opportunity definitely led to other things too. So
yeah, that's incredible, man. And I've noticed like how people interact with you online, and you're almost like an historian of your community in sports. Like I'll see you shout out people. Like I'm learning about Battle Creek through him. Yeah, because of the what he's sharing online and stuff. And I just think that's awesome how you shout out people and what they've done and stuff like that. Yeah, it's fun, man. But I always had the thing where like, man, you gotta give more than you receive. Like what I mean, when you humbly know that like it ain't about you, it's bigger than you, man. Life's gonna be more money. You know what I mean? And that was the thing for me was like, man, you got to do more and give out to the blessings of others. Yeah. When you be a blessing or be a product to your environment, man, so much more is going to come. And
like I said, I'm a guy that you can always come up to. I'm not, I'm like with Deion said, I ain't hard to find, but you know what I mean. But it has to make sense, you know what I mean. I've been very honored to help out families and to do a lot of different things in the community, and also long to go with your question too. So for the summer too, we have City Kids Day, which is a carnival day in the city of Battle Creek. Pretty much that was grounded when I started that in 2019, and year we working on our 6th annual. Last year we celebrated our 5th year anniversary, where we had over 2,000 people in the building at the Kellogg Arena, which we are pretty much in partnership with, and we're very blessed for let us have that each year. Man, we partner with a lot of local companies, from Post Cereal, from Kellogg's, from local churches. Pop's Gut is another good partnership of mine. The prosecutors of Battle Creek, Still Hope Boxing, the Fatherhood Program, just to give some names out, man, and people that's been great partnership with over the years, man, such as my family, was my mother, my Aunt Nikki Cummings, my sisters, and my good friends that be with us all the time, man. It's been a blessing how we started in this far. So.
Yeah, and what's that called again?
City Kids Day.
City Kids Day.
City Kids Day.
So what can people expect that come and attend that?
Yeah, so people that come to City Kids Day, we always do it like the 3rd Saturday of each June of each year. City Kids Day is also a holiday too in Battle Creek as well. So when kids come out and get celebrated, they get everything from free shoes, free clothes, raffle prizes. You can win gifts. All businesses give out things to kids. You get free haircuts. Free face painting. You get to also ride a carnival ride. Last one we called was like a Dixie Twister. Yeah. So pretty much where kids get to spin, and it was fun, man. We had a couple of horses that was out. Noy Smith was actually a good friend and partnership of mine. She brings her horse out. Her horses out. Yeah. She brings out Chevy, which her horse is a great horse. Comes out each year. Kids love it. They look forward to this day each year. Battle Creek prosecutors, the fire department comes out, the mayor comes out, man. It's just a good time. Yeah. Music, DJing, everybody, kids just feeling welcome. They don't have to pay a dime. All these things are given. So definitely come out this year. It's going to be at noon. That's going to be June 21st at the Kellogg Arena. So
what inspired you to put this event on, to do this event?
Man, when pretty much I didn't see a lot of different things that was going on, but I saw a lot of pillars before me was paying homage, and it was a different change. It was a different shift. And as you know, the marketing game, pretty much everything's online. Everybody is pretty much put it on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, anyway, TikTok. Yeah. That's another topic too.
I know,
but
right?
But it's
leaving us,
right? So so we put it on all platforms for people to see. As you know, as people had market stuff back in the day, it was grassroots promotion. Yeah. So pretty much everything was on the streets. You put things on the post signs from newspapers, which we still flyers, anything to get that out, and we still do those things today. So we still disciplined to those aspects. So I got inspired by doing that. It was like when I came back home from Europe, I was like, man, I got to do something. I'm gonna get my feet wet in the ground. I want to give back, and that was one of the big things that. Even when I was a kid, that we saw the Harlem Globetrotters coming into town, and anytime they came into town or at our school, the whole city would come out. Yeah. Or they'd be so geared to see these things. And when Nickelodeon Studios came to the Kellogg Arena, or kids wanted to get slime, that everybody came out just for this one day. So, and it's like, man, I had to bring something close to that, or just be something of nature of that aspect. So that was a huge inspiration for me.
Yeah. Yo, you said slime. That was like the thing that everybody wanted to get slime back in the day.
Like, nowadays, you like, I'm not doing this. So, man, it was huge. So,
yo, that's incredible. And that's an amazing event. So, again, give people the date and the time where to be at for that event.
Yep. Yeah. So again, it'd be at Battle Creek, Michigan. It'd be downtown, near on West Michigan at the Kellogg Arena. Is going to be Saturday, June 21st. Okay. Free, like I said, everything's for free. Nobody has to pay. Open doors open at noon. It's from noon to 4. Definitely get your raffles, get yourself going, because by the time it gets flooded, it's like around 2:00. So definitely get in there, get your food, get anything that you can get your hands on. A lot of parents, we always say, it's good marketing as far as to get certain jobs. I've seen people get offered jobs at these things, and then and as much as for kids, but it's definitely rewarding to parents too. So
okay. brother, what do you do a lot, man. You're a busy man. What do you do to manage stress? How are you managing
stress, man? You're pretty much, man. I I meditate. I pretty much have my time where I speak to my family. It's times where I definitely put that phone on mute. You know what I mean? You got to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, man. You can drive yourself insane, and especially I wear like 5 hats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm doing so much. I'm a family man. I'm about to be a father.
Oh,
so yeah.
shoot.
So that's a new one. So my time is definitely going to be taken away. So I'm excited. Appreciate it, man. I'm excited. So pretty much it's just handling those things that when I can on my personal time. Okay. I have moment of times when I wake up, the first thing I do is look at my Bible app. What I mean? I look at that, have a moment of peace and just to myself, talking to God or just praying, see what I got to do, take a deep breath, what I mean, and just look at my planning for the day. Before I answer those phone calls, before I answer, anybody's questions or anything family-wise, friends, I just make sure I get some time to me just for myself. Yeah. And take a deep breath before I take on the world.
That's dope, brother. Hey, shout out to my uncles that send me a Bible verse every morning.
Yes.
We all got the
Yes, man. I'm on that faithfully, man. Those just good words to have, man. Yeah. Some stuff that's just relatable. Like I love when you can get related to something. Yeah. And send out good messages. Yeah. So I'm always open to free game anytime, but I'm always on my Bible app.
Yeah. When the message hits like your life right that time, that stuff be deep, man. What type of legacy do you want to leave?
Man, I just want to leave, that guy gave it his all. Like I just want people to know that, like, man, they can say, man, Quice is authentic. Like, that brother made sure that I felt welcome. I felt valued. You know what I mean? And you always want to leave that impression that, everybody was, you don't know who's the boss. Because, you want to leave that, like, man, that person is valuable, man, because I know the day I leave this earth, man, they gonna go with me. Yeah. And it's crazy. I just talked to one of my friends earlier. It's like the day we die, man, and they come to your funeral or whatever you celebrate your life, people gonna get up on that mic. They're gonna talk about how'd you make them feel. Yeah. They're gonna reflect on what you did for them. Yes. And everybody's gonna come up and they're gonna say their peals and they're gonna have their cries or wherever how people celebrate you or remember you. But you're going to be the only one in that casket. And so it's like, I got to make sure that I leave everything out on the table because it's not going to go with me. Yes. And I always feel like, I'm on a mission on this earth, but, in the next life, I'm probably on another mission. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yo, that's profound. So congratulations on about to have a child.
Appreciate it.
What message do you have for your child getting ready to enter this world? Like, what do you want to say to your newborn?
Man, kiddo, daddy loves you. Can't wait to meet you. Yeah. I just want you to be so great, man. I don't even want you to do the things I've done. I just want you to be your own person. Be you. You are loved. You are forever protected. I just want you to grow up just to be a great individual. Yeah. If anything to lead to you, I just want to make sure that, you are well protected. You know what I mean? Just keep being you, be a great kid, and I will forever have your back.
Yeah, awesome, brother. Anything else you want to touch on, man?
Man,
you got 700 businesses, so I don't. No, like Fleek, you forgot to mention. The thing that I like. Oh, bro, I didn't even think about.
Nah, for sure. So we like I said, City Kids Day. We had some other things we introduced into it. I've been doing for my family. We got the Tyshawn Football League that's going to be coming. We got a date that's going to be certain for another young individual that his life was taken away at an early age. Marco Williams, another relative of mine. We got some things we proclamated for a lot of relatives. One of my other cousins, name was Paul Warren. We call him PJ. Man, and also too, man, with the Black Men's of Excellence, that's another one that we do. Pretty much we highlight black men in the city for the lot of great things that they do and just giving back. And we want to make sure that they feel special for the night. They all dress up to the T. I love it. Yeah. They get their dress on. They come out. We give awards. We give shout outs. We pretty much just highlighting just being a good dude, man. Yeah. Just being a good person. Yeah. And some people, like I said, deserve their flowers, man. And that's what I'm here for, man. I just want to pay it forward in the best way I can, and everything else from neighborhood wise, I'm always, in tune. I'm good friends with commissions, mayors, judges, people just back home, man. police, law enforcement, firefighters. So it's just, it's just a good time, man. When we come together and try to reach a, resolution. And I got a great group of good fellas, man, that's with us with being me on committee, and they do tremendous work, man. They make me they make my job look easy, you know what I mean? But just to be a voice for them and just to let them know, man, those brothers are doing a great job, man. And I'm happy to be on the team with them, and we share ideas often and daily. We always find a way to attack the problem. We take on challenges. When a kid or a family's in need, we find ways to try to reach solutions. Even if me being it's like I either how far away, but I'm yet so close. Yeah. So
brother, I love watching your progression. I love watching what you're doing in the city. I think it's amazing. Are you gonna bring some of that out here in Arizona, man?
Yeah, man. I have opportunity, man. I'm a branch supervisor here for a local boys and girls club, and that's been fun, man. And they definitely been seeing stuff I do on social media. They're like, hey, come on. So even my boss, man. So it's been fun. So we got some ideas we want to share. Probably like a park day somewhere in maybe Avondale or Scottsdale. We've been looking at some stuff. I know me and you have had conversations before. So it just it gotta make sense. Yeah. But, so
100%, brother.
For sure.
Let people know where they can find you on social media. Reach out to you.
So, you definitely can reach me on Facebook at James Quice Williams. You can also find me on Instagram at James Q Williams. Instagram, same thing with that. Snapchat, Quice Williams, Quice Williams 3. I'm always available. If I'm anything inspiring, I'm shouting out businesses. I'm shouting out people. Giving her flowers, paying homage, but we just attacking the day one day at a time.
Yeah. Awesome, brother. Thank you for coming on today.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. Congratulations on your child.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, man.
Appreciate it. Oh man, it's always a good time.
Hey everybody. Thank you for watching the podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more episodes.